Since his arrival at Barcelona, Raphinha has had to adapt to a style of play that is very different from what he was used to in the Premier League. At Leeds United, he had more freedom to explore individual plays, use his speed, and look for quick finishes. At Barcelona, however, the game is based on possession, with short passing exchanges, constant movement, and patience to build plays. This adaptation process was not immediate. In the first few months, Raphinha faced challenges in understanding the right moments to accelerate or hold the game, in addition to having to adjust to the positioning required by Xavi. However, over time, he assimilated the concepts of tiki-taka better, learning to make quick combinations with the midfielders and fullbacks, in addition to improving his movement without the ball to occupy strategic spaces in attack. Another important point was the requirement for him to become a more versatile player. In some matches, he was tested on the left side and even in a more central role, which helped to develop his reading of the game. With these adaptations, Raphinha became a key player in Barcelona's scheme, managing to balance his dribbling skills with a more refined tactical understanding. In addition to the tactical adaptation, Raphinha's evolution at Barcelona also involved physical and mental improvement. The intensity of Spanish football demands from players not only a high level of technique, but also endurance and explosiveness to keep up with the pace of the matches. Since his arrival, the Brazilian has undergone specific work to improve his strength, endurance, and recovery capacity, which has allowed him to become more consistent throughout the 90 minutes. Mentally, he also needed to strengthen himself. At first, he faced criticism and even periods on the bench, which could have shaken his confidence. However, with a resilient mentality, he knew how to deal with the difficulties, working even harder to prove his worth. This maturity was reflected on the field, where he began to make smarter decisions, choose better moments to risk individual plays, and demonstrate more composure in finishing and assists. Another crucial factor was the trust placed in him by the coaching staff and his teammates. Xavi always showed belief in the Brazilian's potential, and experienced players such as Lewandowski and Ter Stegen were important in his development. Over time, Raphinha turned this trust into decisive performances, assuming a leading role in the team and becoming one of the most consistent players in the squad. One of the most striking aspects of Raphinha's development at Barcelona was the refinement of his decision-making and tactical versatility. At the beginning of his time at the club, the Brazilian was seen as a very explosive and vertical player, always looking for individual plays and crosses into the box. However, over time, he began to better understand the right moments to take risks, and when it was more advantageous to opt for a pass or a move without the ball. This change was largely due to the need to adapt to Barcelona's style of play, which demands possession, patience, and intelligence in movement. Raphinha began to participate more in attacking plays, helping to create plays, and becoming a more unpredictable player for the opposition. In addition, his ability to play in different attacking positions improved. Initially used only as a right winger, he began to be tested in other roles, such as on the left, and even as a more central midfielder on some occasions. With this evolution, the Brazilian became a more complete player and essential to Barcelona's tactical scheme. He not only maintained his speed and dribbling characteristics, but also added a greater dose of tactical intelligence and efficiency to his plays. This allowed him to not only contribute goals and assists, but also to work more efficiently as a team, something essential to establish himself in a team that values collective play and synchronized movement so much. Another crucial factor in Raphinha's rise at Barcelona was his defensive evolution and tactical commitment. In modern football, especially in teams that dominate possession like Barcelona, forwards cannot limit themselves to attacking actions. They need to contribute without the ball, whether by pressing the opponent's exit, closing down spaces, or helping the fullbacks to regroup. Initially, Raphinha was a player who stood out more for his dribbling and attacking intensity, but over time, he adapted to a more complete role. He began to actively get involved in marking, pressing the opposing defenders and fullbacks with more intensity and intelligence. This was a determining factor in him gaining Xavi's trust and securing his place as a starter. In addition, his tactical discipline allowed Barcelona to achieve greater defensive balance. Unlike many wingers who only focus on attack, Raphinha learned to close down spaces correctly, helping to protect the flanks of the pitch without compromising his offensive participation. This evolution has made him a key player in high-level matches, especially against opponents that require greater collective organization. With this mentality of sacrifice for the team, Raphinha has established himself as a reliable player, not only due to his individual talent, but also due to his tactical commitment. This defensive maturity, combined with his offensive ability, has made him an even more valuable player for Barcelona's scheme. Another key point in Raphinha's evolution at Barcelona was his adaptation to the team's style of play and his greater tactical intelligence on the field. Barcelona is known for a football based on possession, coordinated movement, and quick decision-making. At first, Raphinha found it difficult to fit into this model, since he came from a more direct style in the Premier League, where the game is more physical and fast. Over time, he has been able to better understand the principles of the positional play adopted by Barcelona. He became more patient in building plays, improved his reading of spaces, and began to participate more in short passing exchanges, something fundamental to the team's scheme. This evolution made him a more versatile and unpredictable player, able to act both as an aggressive dribbler and as a facilitator of the collective game. In addition, Raphinha became more aware of the right moment to risk individual plays. At first, he tried dribbling too much and at times lost possession of the ball at inopportune moments. Now he chooses better situations to attack the defense, combining his skill with a greater tactical understanding. This adaptation was fundamental for Raphinha to become a more complete player, aligned with Barcelona's DNA. By combining his natural talent with a greater understanding of the game, he became an essential piece for the team, contributing both with his offensive creativity and his collective commitment. If you enjoyed this analysis of Raphinha's evolution at Barcelona, don't forget to like it to support the channel. Comment below what you think of his football and if you think he can become even more decisive in the team. And of course, if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any more content like this. Your participation makes all the difference.